Hi guys. So in today's coding challenge, we need to implement the stack, but using the customized linked list, customized singly sided linked list. So pause the video and try the coding. Okay, so I hope you tried it. So now let me, show you the solution. So first thing is when you have to do the customized linked list. So linked list is a derived, basically data structure. So you need to have a node because when nodes are connected, that's when the linked list basically, that's how you make a linked list. So we will make a class which would be called as stack node. Now what this thing would have, so first thing it would have is the data. So data, since we are using generics, we would use any type. Whatever you pass here, it would be like integer will become integer. And second important thing is the stack node, which would be the reference for the next whatever the next item, since list is like one item is connected with another, right? So that's how. Now we need to use this class, and we can also make a public constructor which would take the value of this guy and then it would populate it. So you have this dot data, and whatever data you want to pass here as element, that would get assigned. So this is our node class. Now we need to make linked list. So to iterate node, what you need basically is a reference to the head. So reference to the head would come here as head, or like in linked list you can say it as top. So we can say it as top. So that would be the top for the stack. Now let's start coding. So we have the test driven thing. First we will implement is empty. So what we would do is it's a boolean and it's called as is empty. So this method, if this guy is by default, it would be null, but you can like still assign. So you would return if top is null, which means there are no elements inside it. So that way this thing is going to be empty, right? So let's test this out, since you know that we do test driven development. So at every step we ensure that our functionality is rock solid, right? So now let's try to implement push. Push means you are trying to add the data to the stack, right? So the top is required to be moved once you do push. So you are going to pass the element inside it. Now when you pass it, what essentially you're doing, you are making a stack node, and then you are assigning it to the top, and you would push the top. Like if you have an item and then you're putting something on top, so top will move. If you have new item, you will put there, so you will get the new top every time when you push it, right? So what you would do, you would say t is equal to, you would first create the new node with whatever element you get. That's your first step. Second step is that you would have the top variable, and you would assign the top variable to this. But if there is anything for top, your node, that top will go inside the new node. So what you would do is whatever the value for the next node for your whatever the value, so top will become the second node, and new top will become whatever the this thing, the this node will become the new top, and whatever was the old top would become the adjacent or the next thing for this. So I hope I have implemented it correctly, and we are trying to push to data, and we would make sure that this is not empty. So let's test this out. Good, congratulations. So our push is working fine. Now we would implement the pop. So what it would do is it would take out the last element, like whatever is at the top, and then it would return it. So how do we implement that? So whatever is the element at top, so what you can say is, so you have a stack node here. You can just do this again. Since its scope is just a method scope, right? So it doesn't would impact. And then whatever is the element at top, it would be referenced over here. So you need to get the new top. So what you would do there is top will be, so you need to check if top is not null. So that is important, right? So if top is not null, that means it would have some value. So top will become top dot next. So this is how you would pop out the data, and once your data would be popped out, you would return t here. Actually it would be t dot data, because you are trying to return whatever is the data over there and using generics, right? So what we are doing is first in 7, last out, which would be the 7. Let's do this and try this, and then the list should be empty. So bingo, this is working fine, the pop implementation. So last would be search. So search would be, you will be passing an element and then you want to figure out. So the only way is you would iterate over it. So you can say the top probably here is equal to top t variable would be top. Now you would do till t is not null. You would iterate over this, and then you would say t dot data is equal to e. If that is the case, that means you found your element, so you would return true. But in case if that doesn't hold true, then you would return false. So you would say return false. And one more thing you need to do here is you would keep changing the top to the t dot next value. So your t value becomes changing, and each time as soon as you are at the last node, for example, this is your top, and then so you removed it. Now this is new top, then you removed it. At last there is nothing, it's null, so top is null. So you would stop there. So that's how it's happening. I hope it would work, but let's see. So we are expecting 7 to come, and then we are expecting 61 not to come. So let's test this out, and bingo. So we have successfully implemented all the methods using custom linked list, and what we have implemented is stack. So I have shared the code as well. Look in the code, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment and reach out to me. Thanks guys. Enjoy. My name is Asim Zain.